Welcome, dear brothers and sisters, to our Orthodox channel. In each of our lives, there are moments of conflict. At home, at work, in conversations with loved ones, or even with complete strangers. And here, the most important thing is not just to save face, so to speak, but to understand how to act rightly in order to spiritually win in this conflict. To avoid sin, not to darken our conscience, and not to lose grace. The first thing we must understand is that any conflict is always a spiritual trial. And right next to our soul, the demons are already standing by. Their goal is to ignite the fire. They begin whispering, "Don't stay silent, stand up for yourself. How dare he or she speak to you like that? Show them who's right." Sometimes it's done very subtly. They offer the person clever phrases and logical arguments. But their goal is always the same: to make a person lose their inner peace. To fall into anger, judgment, offense, or malice. That is why the first step in any conflict is to realize, this is a trap. This is a battlefield. Not against the person, but against the spirits of evil. And the first movement of the heart must be silence. Do not respond immediately. Don't give in to these emotions. As the Holy Father said, "Remain silent and you will win. Speak, and you will stir up a storm." In this silence, we must listen not to the noise outside but to our mind and heart. What is happening within me? Why am I ready to explode? Could it be that I lack humility? Because if I feel indignant, then pride is also present. Abba Dorotheus wrote, "No one can offend the humble person, because he does not expect honor, does not seek his own, and accepts everything as from the hand of God." And here comes the next step. We must stop ourselves from inward self-justification. It's so tempting to think, but this really is unfair. I have the right to respond. But I ask myself a different question. What matters more right now? My rightness or my salvation? Because in God's eyes, the one who wins is not the one who appears wiser, but the one who preserves love and humility. Let us remember the words of Christ. "Learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart." He was sinless, yet he stood silent before his accusers. They insulted him, spat on him, mocked him, and he did not answer. Saint Isaac the Syrian wrote, "Humility is the robe of divinity. Whoever wears it becomes like Christ." So silence is not weakness. It is great spiritual strength. It is the sign of victory over oneself. And there in the heart I say a prayer. Lord, help me now. I can't handle this on my own. Save me from anger. Give me the spirit of meekness. The next step is to look at the person before me not as an enemy, but as a suffering brother or sister. Maybe they are tired. Maybe their soul is in pain. The Holy Fathers say, "If you see a sinner, have mercy on him. Otherwise you will fall yourself." Just as God is patient with me, so I must be patient with others. Then I ask myself, will I feel better after I win this argument? Will the fruit of the Spirit be present? Peace, joy, and love? If not, then this is not the way of God. Because God's action always brings peace to the soul. But the demonic brings restlessness and sorrow. And even if I lost control, if I broke down, it's never too late to stop. I can say, "Forgive me, I was wrong." Saint John Chrysostom once said, "The truly great person is not the one who never falls, but the one who rises after each fall and repents." After everything, we must be alone with God and pray. "Lord, cleanse my heart. I've seen how much impurity, how much self-love is within me. Teach me humility. Grant me the spirit of meekness, so that in every conflict I may seek your will, not my own righteousness." In other words, dear brothers and sisters, every conflict is not just an argument. It is a moment of truth. A moment that reveals who I really am. A Christian or only outwardly so. A disciple of Christ or a slave to my emotions. Sometimes walking this path takes years. Some people are naturally gentle, calm, and easily restrained. But others are fiery, passionate, and quick-tempered. And for them, the road to humility is especially narrow. But God's grace is also especially abundant for such souls. We may not always succeed, but what matters most is not to give up. After each fall, rise again. After each anger, repent. And every time, pray. Lord, make my heart gentle. Teach me to be silent when I want to shout. Teach me to love when it's hard to endure. Give me the grace to see you, not myself, in every situation. Because true orthodoxy is not about having no conflicts, but about choosing Christ, not myself, in every conflict.